A new Vermont law is targeting pro-life facilities. Faith-based pregnancy centers could be hit with up to a $10,000 fine for advertising their services. But our next guest, they are fighting back, suing the state for what they call an extreme abortion agenda. Jean Marie Davis is the executive director at Branch's Pregnancy Resource Center, and Denise Harrell is the director for the Center of Life. And representing on the legal side, Denise, if I could just start with you, could you set the stage for us? Like, what was the lead up to this? Why did the state decide to do this? And what is your lawsuit trying to win back?
Yeah, the government has no business trying to steer pregnant women away from free life-affirming resources. But unfortunately, the state of Vermont, the officials there are so pro-abortion that they have passed this law to silence the speech and outreach of pro-life pregnancy centers and to effectively try to shut them down with $10,000 fines for who knows what. And so we at Alliance Defending Freedom have filed a lawsuit to try to protect the constitutional rights of these wonderful nonprofits and make sure that women in Vermont have real options when they face an unplanned pregnancy.
It seems like it would be a clear violation of free speech. So we'll see how this goes and how quickly it can get resolved. Jean Marie, you are the executive director. You have quite a story about how you got to this point. Do you mind just telling the viewers a little bit about what you went through and how you got to where you are today?
Yes, so I was trafficked from the age of 2 to the age of 29. And then when I finally ran for my life and got out, I found out I was pregnant, and I went into a pregnancy center in New Hampshire that the women there asked me, how can we help you? And after hearing the heartbeat of my child, because I was abortion minded at the time, they looked at me and I asked them, I said, now what? I'm pregnant, I'm homeless, can you help me? And they helped me get into a program, and from there, I had the opportunity to become an executive director here at Branches, to where now I do the same thing with helping women that are being trafficked or going through unplanned pregnancies.
And how important, I mean, if you hadn't have had those resources, the situation might have turned out very differently for you.
Yes, I would have been dead, especially with the law that Vermont has placed right now, with the not allowing us to promote the different types of information and guidance that we give to these women. You know, clothes, we have a whole program for women and children and men who are being trafficked, and being in this position where the pressure of being fined for $10,000 of this misleading, which we don't really know what that really means. I would have been dead 9 years ago if that law was put in place.
So Denise, where does this go from here? Where does it stay right now if people want to get more information about this case?
Well, you can follow our cases at adflegal.org. We've filed it in the federal court. We're waiting to hear a response from the Attorney General's office. They've issued a press release sort of doubling down on their position. But we stand very firm on the fact that, you know, pregnancy centers should be able to speak freely and offer help to women.
That phone call might be help. Help might be on the way as people are watching this live. Jean Marie, you never know what could happen. Jean, can I ask you one other thing? Because our producers this morning told us something that I think just brings home the troubles that happen for a young person, especially in traffic at the age of 2, you said, and you were 29 when you got out. When they asked if you had any pictures of yourself growing up, you don't. And
no.
Life is so important to you and precious to you, and maybe just wanted to give you the last word on how glad you are that you are here today and able to bring this message to other young women who might find themselves in a similar position.
Thank you once again. Knowing that the government's trying to steer women away from a true opportunity to have a choice of deciding. I was given that choice. Not only that, but I was given the opportunity to receive Jesus Christ, and my life has changed. There has been such freedom to be able to raise my son and not have to worry about the pimps or people that did things to me, and knowing that my son is safe and I'm safe. And that's what we here at Branches do, is provide safety and help for the women and children that need it.
And I bet you take a lot of pictures of him. Indeed. Jean Marie and Denise, thank you. Let's stay in touch and see how this turns out.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.